Welcome back, Raider fans. We're very excited to be visiting now with head coach Doug Martin out of our baseball program. Coach Martin, last year was a tremendous year for us. Not only did we win our school's ever first state title, that wasn't good enough. We went on to win the school's first ever national title in baseball. You're entering your 8th season, Coach Martin, defending National Coach of the Year. Congratulations on a great year, and thank you for joining us.
Sure. Well, I appreciate it. It's always fun to be here. Thanks.
Well, Coach, today I'd like to talk a little bit macro instead of micro, and talk about your program as a whole. But we'd definitely be remiss if we didn't revisit last season. What a magical season it was! Fantastic ride. A lot of thrills. Obviously, we won championships. Talk about last season, the memories that you have. What stood out to you the most?
Right. Well, it's just a group of guys that you had an opportunity and privilege to be around. It was a group that was, special in a way that was a true team. Mm-hmm. There was everybody seemed to just buy into the process of wanting to accomplish something great. And when you get a group of people like that, and if they're good talent, we had good talent, then you have that opportunity. And
right.
So I think that's the thing that just probably stood out. It's just the thrill to be around a group that genuinely had a goal in mind to be great.
And they had excellent team chemistry. They all loved each other. They played for the Raiders, which is refreshing. And they also got hot at the right time. I mean, I'm jokingly said, but in some respects I wasn't joking. I mean, we could have beat the Atlanta Braves in the month of May. We were just that hot. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Right. Yeah. They, baseball is a game that you're going to have peaks and valleys
Sure.
that go on through the year.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to always be at your best, and but what you try to do is you try to prepare them to be their best when it matters the most, and obviously that's at the end when you have an opportunity in your conference first, and then go up to the state tournament, and then out to Grand Junction. So yeah, they were certainly clicking on all cylinders there at the end for sure.
Well, you've been telling me for years what a magical place Grand Junction, Colorado is, and thankfully we were lucky enough to experience it last year, and it did not disappoint. It really was a special place.
Right, it is, and they do such a great job out there with that tournament. The whole community rallies behind it. They sort of roll out the red carpet. They make us feel like really professionals
Sure.
for the week, and so it's a thrill, and it was a thrill. I'd been there one time before with a different team, and it was just great knowing when we won that state championship. I guess the best feeling that I had personally on that bus ride home was I knew that I was getting to take that team out to Grand Junction, and because I knew what it was about.
It's the ultimate reward.
And get them to experience that is really
Definitely.
good.
Well, Coach, like I said, looking big picture at the Northwest Florida State College baseball program, what would you say the program stands for?
Right. Well, there's three things. There's three that stick out that when we recruit someone that we want to try to help them in three different areas. First of all is academics. Mm-hmm. We want to give them the support and the tools that they need that are necessary with academic support staff and tutoring and good instructors to promote their academics so they have the opportunity to move on when they leave our program. Number two, we want to enhance their athletic skills. Mm-hmm. We do that with our facilities that we have, our training that we give, our coaching staff. We have 5 coaches that are on our staff, and so we're really able to break our team up into small groups during practice and get a lot of work in. And they're all professional coaches with a lot of experience that come in and really help us. And the third thing is that we try to we want to improve them as people. Mm-hmm. We do that because, or we do that by holding them accountable. We hold them accountable in the community. We hold them accountable at the school for doing the right things. And so those are the three things that stick out when you ask about what our program is about. So, anyone that is really serious about coming to a program to improve themselves, then we're a great place to be. And we do that because we want them to use our program as a stepping stone. Mm-hmm. Whether if it's, for some, it's professional baseball. Some of them get the opportunity and are good enough athletically to get drafted and to move on and to sign. probably a month into our season, and I can tell you at this point in time that we probably have had close to every major league team come into our practice or one of our games to watch our players play. For some of our players, it may be moving on to the four-year level, whether if it's Division I or Division II or whatever it may be. And so our school, our league, our state is so well respected by these four-year recruiters that when they're looking for junior college players, one of the first places they're going to look is the state of Florida, and then probably into the Panhandle Conference first, because they know the quality of competition that we play is second to none.
Right.
And if they can produce in our league, then it's going to translate over to that level, whether if it's SEC, ACC, or whatever league that they might, what the school might be calling from. So, it is truly a place and a program for the serious athlete, the serious hopefully academic student, and then wanting to do things the right way and be held accountable. Another thing that's pretty interesting is the state of Florida. So, if you're from up north where there's snow on the ground right now, January 10th, we opened the season up. We were on the field, have not had one day where we couldn't practice because of cold weather. So if you're an aspiring player and you're watching this from somewhere in a cold area, and you want to come to a place that you can get out on the field every day to play, come on.
Absolutely. Well, you touched on a couple things that I do want to highlight and that are examples of that. You mentioned how you hold your kids accountable in the community and how they do various things in the community. I want to compliment you because it's a direct reflection of the program. Our kids are so good. Our players are so good with kids. And the way they treated the kids that hung around them, that followed them to batting practice and stuff like that at Grand Junction, I was as proud of that as anything. I didn't care if we won a game. But it's the way their kids handled it and responded to kids in need of those types of situations. I want to compliment you on that because I think that's a direct reflection of the culture that you've built for Raider baseball.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. And you know what? There was a point in time where our 18 to 20-year-old young men probably looked up to someone when they were little kids. And, it doesn't take any talent or ability to be a good human being. Everybody has that opportunity.
Sure.
And so that's the culture, like you said, great word, that we're trying to instill into our program. It takes, it doesn't matter how hard you can throw it, how fast you can run, how far you can hit it. None of that matters when it comes to being a great human being. And that's what we're trying to impress upon our guys.
Absolutely. And I also want to mention the fact that, when you talk about the academic side of it, some of the things that we have, some of the advantage that we have at our particular colleges, our faculty care about our student athletes, but more importantly, we also have a student athlete academic advisor right down the hall from our office, or from my office, and Drew Bowman, who does an excellent job getting kids in the right classes, knowing what it takes to graduate kids. But they also have an excellent tutor who looks after them, and Miss Rudy at the Academic Success Center.
Yeah, I tell you what, we are at a level playing with any Division I school when it comes to helping these guys academically. We have a wonderful academic center and led by Miss Rudy that's over there that takes care of them. Drew does a great job in terms of getting the kids in the right classes each semester that track towards graduation. And for some that kind of think that, and this kind of idea gets thrown around out there that junior college may be like a 13th grade or whatever. I can challenge you, if you come to our school and you get involved in the academics, I think there's probably some statistics that show that our kids who leave our programs and go on to the four-year schools really do better academically at that school than the native students that started at that school to begin with. Don't get caught up into that 13th grade idea when it comes to junior college academics, because these are the same classes that they're teaching at the big schools. Maybe they just don't have the 200, 250 students that are sitting in that English class or that history class where we might have 30.
Absolutely.
And so you get that one-on-one instruction, but I tell you, these grades and these classes will transfer. They will be part of their next academic process that they can move on to. And so it is a great start academically.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we only have a couple more minutes left in our program, so I certainly do want to make light of this season. You guys are off to a terrific start, which is very commendable coming off a championship year. You have a good core coming back from last year's team that have really been producing at a high level this year. But you have offensively, you've done very, very well. Pitching staff is very, very deep. You've got some injuries that you've had early in the season that are starting to get healthy. You're off to, I think, a 14-2 start, which is incredible considering the schedule that you've played. Talk about this season and what we can expect going forward.
Right. Well, it's an entertaining group to come watch play. We've got sort of a puncher's mentality with our offense. We might not look great hitting all the time, but there's a threat 1 through 9 throughout our lineup to drive the baseball, which is our philosophy. We want to get in there and dig our cleats in and let these kids swing. I think that's fun for them. Pitching-wise, we're trying to create enough depth where everybody's getting turns, but nobody gets worn out. Again, stepping stone. We're looking for the future, so we're not going to try to go out there and pitch guys, a bunch of pitches. Not going to overthrow them for a bunch of innings during the year.
Particularly earlier in the year.
Exactly. Yeah. And trying to develop a complete staff so they can be helpful to us and help us produce and help us win championships, but at the same time be able to develop and be able to have fresh arms and healthy bodies when they move on to professional baseball or maybe the 4-year level.
Right. Well, you've done an excellent job in that. Our starters early in the year only pitch a couple innings. Real quick, we only have about a minute left. You do have some new additions on your coaching staff that have really made an impact. I certainly would like to, recognize Brett Stewart, who did an excellent job for us. But talk about the new additions that you have to your staff.
Right. We have David Weber, who's here, that's from local Choctaw High School, played for us. Chris Johns is from Denver, Colorado. He's been at a couple of different schools, is doing a great job. And then Anthony Brown, who played with us, I think in 2007 or 8, that went on with the Cincinnati Reds and is back here. And then, of course, David Garner, who's another local kind of almost legend, if you want, in the coaching ranks. And so our staff, like I mentioned earlier, there's 5 of us, and we're really being able to get out there and get into groups and really make some improvements individually with our groups. So we have a great coaching staff. Very energetic, very positive.
Great chemistry, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, Coach, congratulations again on last year. Congratulations on a great start this year, and we're certainly looking forward to great things.
All right. Thanks, Ramsey.
All right. Thank you, Raider fans, for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you at the games. Check out our website, NWFRaiders.com, for all schedules and results. Thank you, and have a good night.
Thanks for watching Northwest Florida State College Outlook. Our mission is helping each person who comes through our doors to achieve their individual goals for education and career success. NWF is committed to providing students with opportunity to meet their educational goals and to helping them achieve success. Improve your life today at Northwest Florida State College.